Hello, and welcome to the Movie Universe. I'm your host, Movie Fan. Today, I'm going to be talking about Bugs Bunny's Looney Christmas Tales. Now, I've slightly mentioned this when I talked about that horrible special, Bah Humduck. Of course, when I talked about that, I talked about Bugs Bunny's Christmas Carol, which is a part of this whole thing. The only difference here is, instead of it being one short, this is 3 shorts in one special. It all starts off with Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, Yosemite Sam, Pepe Le Pew, and Foghorn Leghorn singing Christmas carols. That's how we get introduced to our main title. Then after the title, we jump into Bugs Bunny's Christmas Carol. For this little short, Yosemite Sam is playing Ebenezer Scrooge, and Porky Pig is playing Bob Cratchit. Gee, there seems to be a trend here, doesn't there? Bugs Bunny comes in saying, "Merry Christmas," and kisses Yosemite Sam under the mistletoe. Because, well, that's Bugs for you. Of course, Yosemite Sam immediately throws him out, and Bugs says, "Someone ought to teach that jerk some Christmas spirit." So he starts doing that by helping Bob Cratchit get some coal for his furnace, and bringing in a whole bunch of carolers to sing for Yosemite Sam there. But he gets mad and throws them all out, and he fires Bob Cratchit. Later that evening, Bugs is with Bob at his house, and in no time we find that Sam has foreclosed the mortgage on their house. Bugs, of course, is not going to take that lying down, so he continues to pester him every which way he can, with carolers, with ice-cold baths, and by pretending to be a ghost. He's wandering down the hall, banging drums and rattling chains, and then finally, Sam sees him right by his bed. As you may have guessed, that worked, because all of a sudden he's charitable. He's dressing up as Santa Claus, and he's giving away money, and he's made Bob Cratchit his partner. Now that little story's over, we move on to the next one, and that is, well, they're around the dinner table. Sam is saying, well, he's just play acting, so everybody give me back my money. Meanwhile, what we see is Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner looking in through the window. So you know where this is going. I gotta tell you this, I do not know what this short is called. I cannot find any information on it. Seriously, I've looked everywhere I could think of, and I cannot find a title for this. This little short basically starts off in the usual manner. The coyote is chasing the Roadrunner, and the coyote reads in a book that Roadrunners hate snow because it makes them slow, sluggish, and easy to catch. So he decides to get a snow machine. As you've already guessed, it fails every which way you could think of because the snow keeps hitting him. When he gives up on the machine, he tries a different plan, and that was to simply switch the signs and make him run into the mountains where there's tons of snow. It works, but as always, everything he tries fails. Ice skating, sled dogs, giant snowballs, the works. It all fails. I could describe more to you about this, but come on, we all know that with Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, that's strictly visual. You gotta see it for yourself. After that, we come to our next and final short, called The Fight Before Christmas. Believe it or not, this starts off with Bugs and the gang still doing Christmas carols. Then his nephew Clyde shows up, and he decides to tell him the story. And then we get to the main story. The Tasmanian Devil is being shipped over the North Pole to a zoo. He escapes from the plane, and he falls into Santa's suit and jumps into his sleigh, and the reindeer take off. The reindeer, of course, take him to Bugs Bunny's house, where Bugs seemingly thinks that he's Santa Claus. Taz is, of course, eating things in the house like Christmas ornaments, the table, electrical lights, and eventually Bugs gives him an inflatable raft, which he eats, and he floats into outer space. In the end, Bugs and Clyde take Santa's sleigh to the North Pole, where he says, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good fight. I mean night." If you've never seen this Christmas special, you really should look it up. It's really fun to watch. And as I've said before, Bugs Bunny's Christmas Carol is way better than Bah Humduck. Plus, you got the added treat of watching Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner run through the snow, as well as Bugs and the Tasmanian Devil. It's all great stuff. The humor is absolutely priceless. I cannot stop laughing for a minute when I watch this film. So if you ever get the chance, look it up. You can actually find the footage on YouTube, and you can even find the old VHS tapes online. My advice, get it. Believe me, you will not be disappointed. Before I go, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. This is Movie Fan signing off.